Hi guys, and welcome to Tom and Harry SMMA. We are back with another video. In this video, we are going to be talking about how to win SMMA clients without cold calling. Surely there must be another way. We don't all have to cold call. However, it's a fast way of winning clients. It isn't the only way. So in this video, we're going to tell you how to do it without having to pick up the phone.
Yeah, it's a big one because I get messages all the time. People are terrified of cold calling. I can't do it in some countries or in some cases, and they want to know a different way. But before we go into any of this, I do want to say, if you have the resources there to cold call and you're only wanting to not cold call because you're scared, please get over it and just fucking cold call. Like, just build up the courage. Put yourself in an uncomfortable position, because there is going to be no quick. Everything we say in this video is secondary, because cold calling is going to be the fastest way to get a client. However, we are in this video going to say
it's not the only way, is it?
It's not the only way.
And if you haven't checked our videos out, we do a lot of talking about cold calling. We give a lot of advice for free. I'm someone who is a sales coach. I've coached hundreds of people on how to cold call. Please go back and look at those videos. There's a ton of them. And more importantly, as a thank you, just hit subscribe or follow us. If you're listening to us on Spotify, please hit follow, and please hit subscribe, because we are trying to give as much for free to you guys to help you. So there we go. Anyway, so how do we win clients without cold calling, Harry? You talk about this quite a lot, and we use it. We have members of our team who have done this type of outreach. You kick it off.
Well, we've not prepared this video, guys, so that we might have different views here. I want to talk a bit about LinkedIn. I assume you're going to talk about something differently. I'll touch on LinkedIn very briefly. So, I've launched my agency from LinkedIn, essentially, guys. My first few clients, actually, that's a lie. My first few clients were either LinkedIn or cold calling. So whenever I wasn't signing through cold calling, I was signing them through LinkedIn. However, all of the clients I did sign through cold calling came from LinkedIn. So it's kind of a mixture between the two, but LinkedIn was always involved. And I think LinkedIn, especially LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is the paid LinkedIn kind of service, is super, super useful, especially if your industry is active on there. If you're going after online coaches, any cosmetic practice owner, any e-commerce brand owner, pretty much any business owner, unless you're going after kind of tradespeople, landscapers, they're probably not going to be on LinkedIn, plumbers, electricians, people like that. But a lot of business owners are on LinkedIn, and it's a great way to not only build a network of people in your industry, but also reach out to them once you're connected with them. And like I say, it's literally how I got my agency off the ground. This isn't going to be a LinkedIn Sales Navigator video, but once you download LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can build a lead list of people based on number of employees on the business. Are they the owners? Are they the CFOs? Are they the president of the company? How large of companies you want the lead list to populate with, but also whether they've been active in the last 30 days. So imagine you're doing loads of Instagram DMs as your outreach, which many people do. Imagine if you could go on Instagram, you could type in, right, show me 200 people that are, e-commerce brands that have been active on Instagram in the past 30 days. You can't do that with Instagram, but you can on LinkedIn. You can literally build a list of dental practice owners, dental practice directors who have more than 5 employees, are in a 15-mile radius of London, and they've been active in the past 30 days on LinkedIn. And you can get a list of them and contact them all. That's a fucking incredible resource that you can start utilizing. And then it's just down to how you contact them. And you don't need to cold call to book meetings. I've booked probably like 20 plus meetings that have developed into serious clients from messaging them on LinkedIn.
Well, in our agency, our longest, actually, he's not quite our longest serving client, but he's he's a great client of ours. But Harry single-handedly won him over a year and a half ago, probably approaching 2 years.
Yeah,
we've had a client for 2 years.
I know, mate. It's crazy, and that came from LinkedIn. I actually sent you the screenshot of the first message I sent him the other day.
It was a good message, though, mate. That.
Oh man, it's a fucking cracking message. I would have signed myself.
Well, that type of shit's in our academy. The what to say in a LinkedIn message, because there is a particular method of that, unfortunately, of how to do it correctly. But once you know how to do it correctly, there's no stopping you. You can just boom, boom, hit people up. But I completely agree. I think LinkedIn is a fantastic way without having to cold call to get a client.
Yeah. What were you going to say, mate?
This is why these platforms exist.
What was the method you were going to say? I think I know what you were going to say.
This isn't even method, it's a fucking cheat. It's a hack. And I hate those words, right?
Yeah.
Such a bullshit thing. But this is actually a fucking hack of how to win clients. Sorry. No, it's not. Not how to win clients, on how to reach out to clients and get them directly. It's a fucking hack. Now, if you're on Google now, sorry, if you're watching us on YouTube, whether you're on your iPad, it might be on your phone, I get it. Go on to Google now and type in wherever you're living. Let's say you're living in Manchester, okay? Type in your niche that you're into. Let's say kitchen fitters. There we go. That's a good one. Kitchen fitters, Manchester. Do it right now, okay? Once you've done that, click on reviews. A whole bunch will appear on the left-hand side if you're on a desktop, okay? I know it so well. I know how it's going to fucking work. Type it in, and on the left-hand side will be all the businesses that hit kitchen fitters in Manchester, okay? Click on one of them, pick one that's got a decent 4.5-star review. Click on it and read the reviews, okay? In the reviews they will get mentioned, a person's name will get mentioned. Let's say his name is Lee. He's a business owner. It will say Lee and his team were amazing, had a great kitchen from start to finish. They really looked after me and I'm so pleased with the final result. The next review will be fantastic kitchen. Lee and John were amazing and I loved dealing with them, blah, blah, blah. Fine. So we now know the name of the people who are involved in this process. If you then scroll further down, the likelihood is there'll be a mobile number there too. Get the mobile number, save it into your phone, go onto WhatsApp, text the fucker and see what he says. Honest to God, like you're then texting, and we all know SMS texting, whether it's WhatsApp, Telegram, SMS, whatever, text messaging gets a 90% open rate, which is why Domino's, Pizza Hut, Spas, McDonald's, all, Uber Eats, they're all fucking texting you because you read it. Like this is not a coincidence. SMS messaging is a huge marketing tool. We talk about it. It's in our academy. You should be doing it if you're not, and offering it for your clients. But honestly, if you text somebody and say, hey, just come across an amazing review of yours on Google by chance, thought I'd reach out and say, hey, this is what I do, and I'd love to speak to you for 5 minutes about marketing your business going forward, because I think my brand and your brand match really nicely. When are you free to talk?
We've signed someone through this.
Yeah, we did, Chris. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll call him Steve. But yeah, Chris did, Chris signed. But like what I then say is, this is super important, is if your WhatsApp picture is you fucking smoking and chewing on a watermelon, then don't please please at that point change it. It needs to be you, like a headshot of you. And also, here's another thing, another free bit of advice: change your WhatsApp to WhatsApp for Business and put all your agency details in it. Honestly, people are now going, what's WhatsApp for Business? WhatsApp for Business is exactly that. Facebook, Meta have created WhatsApp for Business. So when you're WhatsApping people, it comes from a business account. It looks really professional. You can have pictures of your ad creative. You can have pictures of your ad creatives on there. You can have your website. It's really fucking useful. So don't have to pick up the phone. Google reviews, get the name, get the fucker's phone number, drop them a text on WhatsApp for Business, get a good headshot so you look professional, put together the exact, what I've just told you to write. So you're gonna have to go back in the video and hear what I've just said, but go back in and say, just seen a cracking review of yours, my brand, your brand, let's do it. 5-minute phone call, please, when are you free? You'll get a response. I did it in another video that we've done back in, do you remember we did this maybe 4 months ago, and I picked up the local paper and I went through all the numbers. Off the back of that, I got 2 appointments. And actually, we couldn't actually work with them at the time for various different reasons. They weren't at the stage they needed to on ad spend and marketing budget and blah, blah, blah. There's lots of things that me and Harry have criteria on, and they didn't meet it. But we had we picked up 2 appointments, and naturally they would have gone further. But that is a hack. Those watching it, go and do it now. Go and do 20 in one day. You tell me you don't get a single appointment from that.
Yeah. And just to touch on that very briefly, that's not what this video is on, but when you're booking clients in that way, because people often ask us, what's the difference between a discovery call and the main sales meeting? And don't want to go into this in too much detail, but if you're signing a client, if you book a meeting over the phone for a cold call, you can book a presentation for 2 weeks' time, ideally tomorrow if you can, but like you just book a presentation. That's when you get on a Zoom call and you present to them. However, if you're doing outreach via text, like on LinkedIn or via the text messaging you've just mentioned, Tom, you want to book in an initial call with them. And that's not where you pitch them. That's just where you connect with them on the phone. Like, all right, when are you free just for a quick phone call? You don't want to pitch necessarily the meeting over that initial call, I wouldn't say. Well, you can pitch the meeting, but in between that meeting, you need to have a call.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just want to say, right, are you free tomorrow just so we can meet each other? Get on the call and be like, hi, yeah, and you give them a rundown on your agency, you talk through this, and this, and then you say, right, when are you free for a deeper presentation? That call there is so crucial, I think, Tom.
Yeah.
We had a meeting with an aesthetics clinic. No, we signed an aesthetics clinic on Tuesday, and I had the initial call with her the Friday before, just me and her, and that was a call where I sounded her out, she sounded me out, and yeah, we just got to know where she was to figure out how to present that meeting. Because having that call, and that's not necessarily a discovery session. The discovery session happens at the the first 5-10 minutes of the actual meeting. However, that initial call is just to meet the person, figure out what kind of a mini discovery call, I'd say. But it massively helps you in the journey. So when people ask, when do I have a discovery call? How many calls do I need before the meeting? It depends massively on the business and how you got them and how they're positioned.
Yeah.
Like it changes for everyone.
I'd say it depends on where you're at as a business too. Like me and Harry can do that because we actually are sounding them out. It's our judgment call on whether we want to use them as much as it is vice versa. And that power shift makes us very powerful as an agency. However, if you're brand new, my advice to our students is, do the outreach so you get 5 minutes of their time. And you never sell to them on day one, on call one. Do the initial outreach, get them to say, yeah, okay, I'm free Tuesday at 3. Great. And actually your discovery call can be the first 5 minutes of the call where you're just asking questions. And, we teach our students what discovery calls actually are because, most people get them wrong. But you can make it the first 5 minutes of your meeting and then pick up on what they've said. You're not just asking these questions for nothing. You're discovering the business, you're discovering what they're about, and then you can start to go into your presentation, which is the second stage, which we teach. And I'm sure everyone listening to this has got that bit down. If you haven't, then work on it. But that's the kind of the point that we're trying to make is. But you're right. Yes, not the purpose of this video, but it's quite important for people to hear.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good video, mate. Should we wrap up there?
I think hopefully people, we'll wrap it up. I hope people listening to this, get where we're coming from. We're going to tell you it as it is, how it unfolds. You're going to hear a lot of bullshit in this industry from people who are jazzing this shit up as if it's easy and you should be making money by blinking. We're telling you the real aspect of it. And by hearing that and hearing some things that we're saying for free, you can actually be a better person, have a better business and get better clients. Easy as
I think people are appreciating how we're talking about the industry, mate. We're not these people that are every single video's this hidden way to get clients on LinkedIn, this hidden way to get this. And it's like, but you just get bored of that bollocks. Like we want you to be able to come and listen to us every day and actually learn something and think, these two people are actually owning a successful SMMA. It's not a scam. It's not a gimmicky Instagram bollocks business. It's a real business that you can become really successful with if you just do it fucking correctly.
Yeah. Cut the bullshit out and cut the shortcuts out and the corners and thinking you're going to make money for nothing and doing it all for the wrong reasons. I don't want to speak to people on DMs or anything unless I feel that this person is coming from a good place, a trustworthy place, and actually has their clients' interests, first and foremost, and wants to do well for themselves. And what we're trying to achieve on this channel, which is why we really encourage you to subscribe, leave a comment. If there's comments you want to say on the YouTube, please leave comments. Please follow us on Spotify and Apple Music. Like we're doing this and giving this out to you because we want to help you. And we are not sugarcoating and glamorizing some of the shit within SMMA. There are some really not very glamorous sides of it. However, you tackle those, you're going to be an unstoppable force. And this is, we're just laying it out for you to make it easy. But going back to that second point, I said, that hack about getting clients, that's not a
Gimmicky hack. Yeah.
gimmick, like that's genuinely a very, very useful bit of advice I'm giving you for nothing. So go and do it.
Yeah.
Like, so there we go.
Yeah. Well, hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you've not watched our previous video, it was on the 3 things that you need to prove before you sign a 1K a month client or go ahead trying to charge 1K a month. Yeah, super good video. Give it a watch. It's quite a long one. But yeah, hope you enjoy. Please subscribe, comment, follow us on Spotify and Apple Music. And yeah, we'll see you in a few days' time.